I'd like to see Rotary continue to grow. And there are a number of challenges in recruiting and retaining members. But there have been changes over the years, I think, that will make this a little easier to accomplish.
To accomplish in the future, I really believe that most Rotarians will do things, and we're very quiet about what we do. We don't really advertise ourselves or promote ourselves because we just do it. Most of us are business people who do things, and we don't really want to say, oh, I did this or I did that. During my year, for instance, we had, with the direction of Bill McKay again, we decided to have a retired business program, and we called it Probus. So we actually chaired the first meeting, and we actually had the election of officers, and it was then open to men and women for Probus. And now there's 2 clubs in the Belleville area, and they're talking about a 3rd club in the Prince Edward County. So it has taken off. So what we envisioned then will carry on. So what I see with Rotary in the future is that we have to promote ourselves, but also look at new ideas that will actually benefit our community.
I think we just need to continue to do what we do. We need new members, we need fresh blood and fresh ideas. Our satellite club that was started about 4 years ago is hot on the path of that and have done some great work. We have a lot of very long-term members in our club. I think we have something like 22 or 25 past presidents in our club still, which I think is a testament to what our club does. Because if you aren't finding that you're getting something out of the experience, your chances are pretty good you're not going to stay there. So I think we're doing the right thing and just need to keep doing more of it.
I think Rotary has a real place in the world to create a community. And so, the world's changing, and I'm concerned about the lack of personal contact that people have with each other. There's technology's great, but I think it's really eroding the fabric of society, and I think Rotary can help replace that. It's a big goal, but I think it's an important one that Rotary plays.
Rotary's big challenge over the coming years will be to keep members engaged. There's a lot of distraction in our lives with many other distractions and opportunities. So to keep members engaged and keep membership growth going, because we only are as good as the people that are in the organization, and we need a broad cross-section of our community, younger individuals, older individuals as well, and a diverse population, because we're in a diverse community, and that should be represented by Rotary. So filling those needs of people and manpower is going to bring new energy and new growth opportunities.
I think there's opportunity for our club at the local level to be much more inclusive, both in terms of race and of background, of physical abilities, of mental abilities. There's much that we can do to include that group within our fold.
I think the greatest thing that it can do, and it's endeavoring to do, is to bring people together around this world, and we need that so much today.
I think that the satellite club that has been started has been a good start for the future of Rotary. And one of the things that I personally look on as a really important reason for satellite is to utilize it as a way of developing what the future interests of young people and middle-aged people in the community want and are looking for as far as service interests and as far as get-togethers. But I think in particular it's important that something like the Satellite Club be a little different from what Rotary is now, because I think we have found that a little bit of interest has been lost in people wanting to be Rotarians. And I find the Satellite Club is a very vibrant group of 30 or 40 young people.
It has to be ready to move ahead and change with the way the world is changing. The world is faster, change is faster, and I think we see that right now with the Satellite Club that we have. It's funny, if I read a little bit about Rotarac and I see what the Satellite Club does, it's kind of a mirror image, and it works though. people want to get things done, and I think that that's what I see Rotary doing, is continuing to get things done.
The accomplishments of Rotary up to this point have been pretty amazing, and so I think the organization in general can do a lot. Just the idea of eradicating polio and almost accomplishing that over the last number of years, I see us being able to, have some major impacts on climate change, major impacts on poverty. Those sorts of things are not too big a chore for the foundation and for Rotary around the world. We have a lot of members and a lot of financial support, and I think we could look to do some of those things.
Going forward, I must say that really good things happen when Rotarians come together. So one of the most important things for me that I see moving forward is that we continue to attract members so that we can be a sustainable organization, not just within our communities here locally, but also on an international basis. I know it's something that Rotary as an organization has been stressing and working on for many, many years. It's ongoing, it will never end. But I think we've been quite successful in our community here locally as a result of recently adding our satellite club, moving away a little bit from some of our traditions that no longer serve us, coming up with new and innovative ways on how we can meet that allow more people, like-minded people, to come together. And that's really where the magic happens.
Well, I guess at the ultra international level, the eradication of polio continues to be kind of the main thrust of Rotary at that level. We've been saying for years we're that close, and we'd like to see that final eradication of polio completed in those few remaining countries where it still is an issue. Closer to home, I think our continuation of support for vulnerable children and families is very key. I think there's gaps in the funding system of existing services, and so there is a place for Rotary and other service clubs to help individuals, children and families to receive the supports that they need so they can become contributing members of our society and our community.
In my view, the most serious challenge facing humanity right now is the global heating crisis. It threatens the very existence not only of our civilization, but of humanity, and never mind the millions of species around the planet that are perishing because of its effects. I was glad that recently Rotary International has started to highlight that, and I'd like to see us really tackling that as the most significant challenge facing us today. In fact, our club is starting to do something about it. This year we're starting to the Rotary Loves Trees project, which is going to be intended to plant 50,000 trees in the area, one per citizen in Belleville.
I think more public awareness of the Rotary Club and what we do. I think that's important. A lot of people don't know about the Rotary Club, and participation in our events for the community. Like we do have the Rotary Loves Kids golf tournament where there's the party in the square, and we have Porch Fest. But I think a lot of people that go to the Porch Fest still don't know what Rotary is and what we do. So I think through those big events, where they're big public events, hopefully we can get more word out there.
So I think Rotary in the future, and what I'd like to see us accomplish, I know with the Satellite Club we're working on an outdoor rink sports facility, which would be nice to see come to fruition in the next few years.
I think all of us as Rotarians have the primary focus to eradicate polio in our lifetime. Wouldn't that be awesome? You know, this is a project that started back in the early 80s, and we're still suffering from polio in the world. So that's something that I'd like to definitely see happen.